And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God made a farmer.
Howdy folks, Darren here.
I'm Susan.
Welcome to Cross Timbers Farm, here to our 8th Day Chronicles channel. Part 3 of our goat fencing project. As you can see, we've got a section of gate fence down. Me and Susan's been out here working all morning. It got cold last night.
Oh yeah, it's freezing cold. Don't let those sunny skies fool you. It's chilly today.
It is chilly today. And man, I'm telling you, in North Carolina, the mountains of North Carolina, where you go from, what is it you say, wearing flip-flops one day and snow boots the next?
Oh, you can do it all in one day.
All in one day.
You wake up and have to wear snow boots to work and flip-flops by lunchtime, and you're back to a raincoat and galoshes by supper.
Ain't that a fact? And I think last night our lows was in the upper 20s, and I think tonight they're supposed to be what, 15 16, something?
Yeah, pretty
maybe
cold.
16. But let's see, 3 days later, the 7-day forecast had us at almost 70.
Yeah.
Welcome to living in the mountains. But I wouldn't have it any other way.
You get all 4 seasons in one day.
I like living in the mountains. I guess you could call me a mountain man of sorts, but in any event, you can see we're missing a section of fence here. We've cut our fence, we've restrung our electric fence over here through our insulators, and we've not done this side yet because we are starting to dig a post hole. Good news is that yesterday or the day before, I can't remember, I actually got our charge controller on our solar panel working. So it's working so far as it is supposed to, but we don't have it hooked to the fence yet. So it is sending in power to the battery, and really it charged that battery a while ago fast, didn't it? The battery was at 12.5 or 4.
I didn't really look.
I think it's at 12.4. And so I turned the solar panel, I turned the battery on, hooked it to the charge controller, then I connected the solar panel load, and it started charging, and literally within about 3 or 4 minutes our battery was over 13 volts and climbing. I think the last time right before I turned it off, I looked, it was up to 13 point, do you remember?
He's speaking a foreign language to me.
I think it was up to like 13.3 or 4. I mean, it had gained, from 12.4 to 13.4 literally in about 7-8 minutes. Of course, we have a full sunny day today. It's cold, but it's sunny, and it was really putting the power in. I put my multimeter to the solar panel, and I was getting 25 volts coming in. So everything seems to be working good. Fencing's a job.
Yeah, fencing's a job.
Fencing's a not for the faint of heart. If you're afraid of manual labor, don't never start farming, especially don't never take on a fencing job. You can slap together a fence and keep animals in for a little while, but trust me, one night about 3 o'clock in the morning, you're going to get a phone call from the local sheriff or from your neighbors saying your livestock's in my yard, you need to come get them, eating my flowers. So build a fence right, build it right the first time, and you won't be getting calls at 2 a.m. to come get your animals out. Now, a good fence, anything could happen. You could have a strong winds and put a down tree across the line or something, but I'm talking just over and over, your animals just getting out continually. So we're trying to do it right. So we're getting ready to install our gate here, our walk-through gate. It's a 6-foot gate, wide enough for us to drive the ATV through, pulling a trailer. And we're putting a gate latch on it, and we have a 7-inch locust post here that we're getting ready to put in the ground to hang our gate on. So I'm going to put the professional post hole digger to work.
Ground is kind of wet from all the moisture we've had. You want to make sure as you're going down that you're keeping your walls even so that you've not created a funnel or cone shape down in there so that the bottom is more narrow than the top. Your post won't go in correctly. Okay, the hole is dug. We dug it down to about 32 inches, and we want to be deep enough that we've got some stability here because the gate is hanging off of it. Darren helped me some. I've ran into some roots that I couldn't get out by myself, so he helped me. I just want to point out that, ladies, when you're doing this, put your dirt uphill. That way when you're backfilling your hole, you're not having to pull dirt back uphill and you're already tired. You can just kind of rake it in. So I had the rock here to tamp off the extra dirt from my shovels because the dirt's pretty moist, which makes for easy digging. It does make it heavy.
Good hay.
Yeah, as Darren said, all this moisture in the ground will make for good hay. But the bottom of the hole is level. Like I said, keep your sides uniform so that it's not coned down in there. It's level, straight all the way down. And now we're going to take a good flat rock and drop into the bottom of it. Darren, remind me, should the rock go this way or this way?
The flattest side up.
Flat side up, so that means this side goes up. All right, rock is in, flat side up. We will get this post in and centered. Darren will hold it while I start putting some dirt around it. And then we have a tamping rod that I believe maybe was holding up a metal yacht or something. I have no idea, but it's so heavy I can barely lift it. So we'll switch places and Darren will do most of the tamping, and we'll join you back here. All right, the gate is hung. We had a few issues. We had some pretty intense wind, and then we had some measurement issues. This is sort of the thing that you have to be able to fix on a farm. Things don't always work out like you plan because of the locust post is not completely straight and plumb, and then I didn't really account for the angle of the fence, and you have to let your fencing go with the angle of your land, and Darren can explain that better. So we got the numbers off a little bit, but a little farm ingenuity has it back where it kind of needs to be, and so it's up. Like I said, we ran into a few issues, but it works great. It swings really nice. We'll just be careful with it because we do have the sort of I-beam feature here that it's connected to, and it swings both ways. So our walk-through gate is up. This little section is ready to be tied into the main fence.
Okay, I think we're done for today.
Well, we're done with this part for the day. We still have evening chores and
Yeah, we got to go.
milking and
We got to go start feeding dairy goats and cleaning stalls and the evening chores, and it's going to be dark probably by the time we're done.
yeah, probably.
We got our gate up, our walk-through gate, and we went with a 6-foot walk-through gate so I can get the ATV and the trailer through it easily and not have to open the big 12-foot gate. Just be a lot handier. You can just swing it open a lot quicker, and we put a gate latch on it and had to do a little modifying here with building I-beam.
Those self-catch gate latches are worth their weight in gold if you're going through a gate every day like we do.
If it's a gate you go through even once a week, I wouldn't even consider putting it up without putting one of those gate latches on it. You know, if you got a great big gate that you only go through
once or twice a year, maybe.
You know, once a month or something, that's swinging a chain around it and latching it's no big deal. But if it's a gate you go through 2 or 3 times a week up to a daily, I wouldn't even purchase a gate for that purpose without one. But anyway, we got most of our work here done. We still got some fencing to do here in this corner to tie it all in, and then we got to tie in under the gate. We're going to run double wall insulated 12 gauge wire under and come up to keep the flow going, and then we've got to hook our new solar energizer up and put the grounding rods in. So we still got a lot to do. So
It's kind of like my part, it's a little bit over because the rest of that's above my head. I'll just be here for moral support.
well, you're awful good at help pulling that wire through. So all right.
So listen, ladies, don't be afraid to get out and help do the fencing and the mowing and the whatever outside work needs done, because this one doesn't care to help me with laundry and vacuuming and doing the dishes. And on a farm, there's no such thing as men's work and women's work.
You got to get in there and get it done.
You just got to do it.
You got to
just got to do it. Work as a team, because if you don't work as a team, you're never going to accomplish anything in life.
Especially on a farm. Well, at home too, really. Just home life, you know. Jump in and share the load.
That's all right. Married life in general, you're working as a team now.
Absolutely. Teammates. Thanks for being with us today here on part 3 of our goat fence build. We're moving along. Thanks for being with us. God bless and have a good evening.
Thanks.